Hey everyone, of course, this is just me and me coming to you with another video. So, we're gonna get into the Love and Marriage Huntsville, DC recap for this week. Y'all, it keeps getting better and better every week. It keeps getting better and better, y'all. I can't express it enough. It is getting better and better. I really enjoyed this actual episode. Of course, the title of the episode was Parents Just Don't Understand. Girl, I can't say it enough. But before we get into this, please go ahead and like, share, and subscribe on the video. And go ahead and make sure you hit the notification bell so the next time another video is uploaded, you'll be the first to be notified. As well as liking the video does help my video as well as other content creators that do recaps get noticed here through the algorithm. So y'all, getting straight into it because we're going to kind of keep it short and sweet here. But we are going to get into some things to be assured that we don't leave nothing out. Because when I tell you, I was here for this episode. So, of course, we first go in and we see Winter and Arena. They kind of picked up where they left off from last week, where, of course, they met up to speak on Winter saying and telling Arena that she had some receipts that someone had sent her, and she basically felt that she wanted to share those receipts with Arena because I'm assuming she kind of thought that they were close. She said that being that they are, here on the reality show as well as have a lot of things going on in the DC area, she felt as though that information could be harmful to Arena's character, so she wanted to make her aware of it. And plus, it was about Arena and Jamie's disabled child, which I kind of understand it, but again, you always have to look at the motive as to why, especially if you don't have a good you know history with this person. I mean, I think had you not been so malicious maybe last season, it wouldn't have been as bad for Raina to receive it. But it's like now, whether you're doing it for good or for bad, she's going to take it for bad because of the history that you and her have had. Winter goes off and to say, I got these receipts, but I never responded. And Raina was like, okay, come with it. What's the receipt? What's the receipt? And she go on to say that, again, I think I mentioned in my last video that someone had inboxed her and stated that they had Jason institutionalized or sent off to like a boarding school. And the only reason he was home now is because he had aged out. And even when he aged out, they had her mom to move with them because they wanted to be able to still run the street. So Arena was like, girl, that's it. She was like, okay, that ain't no receipts. She was like, so I'm trying to figure out, why would you hold on to this? Why do you still have this? Like, I don't get where you coming from. She went on to say, this is not my first time hearing this. And she was like, frankly, I don't care. She was like, that didn't come from nobody that I know or that's in my circle. And Winter was kind of eluding in the last episode, like it had came from someone, that was close to Arena. But this week she kind of said, well, it came from somebody. She never did specify who it came from. She just said she never responded. So Arena went on and said, I really, I'm not understanding where this is coming from. It's like you entertaining, BS, and I'm just not really here for it. And Winter said, you made threats towards me, and I just wasn't understanding when they were coming. And Arena was like, made threats coming to you? What did I tell you? What did I say? What exactly did I say? And that's when Winter goes into sharing what Arena had tweeted. And of course, as you can see, it says, you must don't know me in real life. You better pray I don't see you in these DC streets. I will show you how mute I am. Hashtag Love and Marriage DC. And so, you know, Arena was like, that's not a threat. She was like, me saying that could have meant anything. You took it that way, but oh well. She was like, period, point blank. We have never been friends. We won't ever be friends. So she was like, that's the way it is. And from that point, pretty much Arena get up. She's leaving because, I guess she feels as though she don't have really nothing else to discuss. Now, as we know, last season, it really kind of all started with, of course, Winter kind of going back and forth with Arena and Ashley. Some things were said. Winter was going around talking and coming for pretty much everyone's marriage. She had said that Arena and Jamie cheated on one another and, all kind of things. So again, I kind of understand where Arena is coming from. She's not with the fakeness or the messiness. And even if Winter, is really trying to extend the olive leaf now, it just might be too late. Because sometimes when you do something as malicious as coming after someone's marriage, things to that nature, it's not that hard to kind of say, well, okay, we'll be cool. Never mind. Don't worry about what you did or what you said. I forgive you. We're going to carry on. So don't look like Arena is here for it. Now we go in and we move into where we have Ashley. And of course, we know that Ashley is going to visit her childhood home. Um, she goes to visit her childhood home. She did share that she hadn't been back to the house in like 20 years. Now, I kind of watched a live with Ashley and Alicia. They were on IG last night after the show, and she kind of elaborated on a lot of things that took place on the show. And one of the things she did say is the home is in Baltimore. However, I want to say it's maybe like clean cross town. And she did say that her mom doesn't live there. Her uncle lives there. That is a childhood home. It's like a family home that originally was for her grandmother and grandfather, and it kind of just stayed in the family. So as of right now, her uncle lives there. So, everybody was on there. So she ain't seen her mom in 20 years. And no, her mom does no longer live there. Her uncle lives there. And she has said that she did say that I want to say that her son, when he was small, I don't know, I think the son has been there with maybe the uncle in the past. Oh no, her sister. I'm sorry. Her son had been there with her sister, picking up mail, and her daughter, I want to say she said that, she had been there as well, which of course her kids are kind of looking like, oh my God, because this is an older home. And kids don't know nothing about, Big Mama house or Medea house, or and how it looked, before the glitz and the glam. So she did share that, this was her childhood home. You could kind of see Ashley walking around. She was looking at old, childhood photos of the family and everything. And you could tell she was really, really, happy and emotional to be there. And it was kind of good to see. It brought back, a lot of memories. And, she did explain on her live that, her childhood wasn't all bad. She said that, she did have, quite a time, when she was younger. But of course, some things did happen that, has basically caused some pain as well. So then we kind of go into seeing that, her and her mom go ahead and sit down. Ashley, you know come on, and she tells her mom, um I want to talk to you a little bit about my book. My book is getting ready to come out, and I just wanted to talk to you in reference to the book. And she was like, well, I'm gonna read the book. I can read. I guess she kind of figured and she knew where the conversation was kind of going. She then goes on to say, um Mom, I really would like for you to take some type of accountability to what happened. Now, of course, we all know that Ashley did share that her mom, she feels her mom abandoned her when she was 16 years old because her mom, she moved out and moved with her boyfriend. And although her mom paid bills and things of that nature, she wasn't there physically nor probably emotionally, for a 16-year-old. And at 16 years old, yeah, you might want the freedom, but at some point in time, you stop and you realize, okay, wait a minute, my mama really not here. So she said that, you know, she just want her to admit that, she was wrong. She wants to her to, take accountability. And her mom says, I know how to take accountability, but I mean, I don't feel like I did anything. You could tell her mom was really, really defensive about, what Arena was saying. I mean, I'm sorry, what Ashley was saying. You could tell she was very, very defensive. Um, and she goes on to say, I didn't just leave you. I still took care of you. And you were here with your sister and other family members. And you were 16 years old. You was grown. Now she lost me there because I was like 16 years old, grown. Uh no ma'am. 16 years old is at that age where you definitely want to have, the extra radars on because it's 16, we get into high school and that's where we started, we start to exploring things and so to say she was grown, but then you almost have to look at it as to how her mom may have been brought up. You have to look at, you know, this may have been in the 90s, because I want to say Ashley said she was like 37, if I'm not mistaken. But back in the days, think people did look at things a little different, which in the 90s still, I mean, I still don't see how you could see that your child was 16 and grown, but okay, whatever. So, she just said that, you know, you left me for a man that wind up leaving you anyways, pretty much, because um Ashley went on to say that when she had Ashton, um pretty much he left her because her mom decided that she wanted to be close to her grandchild, and he wasn't used to seeing her in a grandmother's role, which pretty much was probably similar to, you know he didn't want no kids. That's why, hence the reason she probably left and moved with him, because he didn't want to play the stepdaddy. And then again, when she had grandkids, he didn't want to, to be around the grandkids. So he left. After all those years, you pretty much damaged your relationship with your daughter for this man. And after all this time, he pick up and just leave. Like, it just shows it wasn't even worth it. And I said Ashton, but I want to say it's her older son, that she had her older son, and that's when he left, because basically her mom decided, that was her first grandchild, so she wanted to be around. And please forgive me, because I'm not sure if Ashton is the son or the daughter. She don't really highlight them like that, and I understand that very well. Which I did get to see her daughter last night on live. She is so cute. She came in dancing. But anyways, I'm sorry. So, she said that, he left. Either way it went, he left. And, so you steal that. And she appreciates that she has gotten close. I'm sorry, y'all. With her grandkids. She really, really appreciates that. Her mom said that she has always loved her. And she's always loved her, and she's always wanted nothing but the very best for her. And Ashley was like, I never doubted or said you didn't love me. You know, Basically, she just wanted to have her there with her. You can take care of kids financially all you want. You can even sometimes live in the household with your children and they still feel a disconnect, because at any given time, I guess it's important to have those talks with your kids. Let them know you're here if if they need anything. Just to, so they can feel your presence. Then we go on to see Joy and Clifton. Now, Joy and Clifton are going fragrance shopping for his beard line. So they go, and of course they're shopping around, smelling all the smell goods in the shop. He is actually looking for one in particular, Egyptian musk. And of course the guy in there, go on to tell him, here's one, it's called Black Woman. Smell this one. So they kind of go ahead and they smell. The guy kind of leave them to themselves so they can look around. And during that, Joy goes on to talk, and she tells Clifton, um, I've been kind of moving kind of slow when it comes to the wedding. And she was saying that pretty much she's been moving slow about it because you could kind of tell then that she was kind of getting into, she wasn't really into that. And she said she never really wanted a Cinderella wedding. She never really wanted that. And Clifton in turn was like, but I want to see you in that, Cinderella, in that Cinderella wedding. I would like to share that. And pretty much she goes in to say she just feels as though they met on TV, they got engaged on TV, and she just wants something for them, which is understandable. I guess she feels as though at some point she would like it just to be her and him having their pride time and their privacy. And he goes on to say he would love to see her, in a wedding dress, sharing it with family and friends. He said that he would love to have a wedding. He said that people need to see Black love. And I thought that was so sweet because normally, let's just be real. Normally, it's always the women that's wanting the big wedding, and men is like, yeah, yeah, whatever. So just to hear him say how important this would be to him, she was like, okay, well, I'll think about it. I don't think she was really expecting for him to say that. So, again, she says that, she will give it some thought. So then we move in to, we see where, and I think I skipped over a part, y'all. I wanted to show where it was supposed to have been. Let me get a little ahead of myself, unless I didn't grab that one. But either way, we get into Alicia. Quick makes a phone call to Alicia to set up Arena to set up. Y'all, I am so tongue tied. Is it the wine? I apologize. He calls Alicia about the party, the surprise party he's throwing for Alicia. And he's saying that, he need her to be on time. It's a surprise party. He was like, how you love to be late. He said, I really, really need for you to be on time. She was like, okay, I got you. Everything gonna be straight. And she lets him know, I'm in front of your house. So, I'm gonna have to go ahead and get off the phone. So they go ahead and get off the phone. And this is where we come to the scene that we are seeing now, where Alicia actually joins Ashley in the house. They sit down to discuss. Alicia shares with her about, the conversation she had with her mom. She let her know that her mom is still not taking no accountability, for it. She said she just, she's over it. Her and Alicia go into talking, and Alicia was like, I really don't think that at this point, it's resonating to her what it caused. She said, I don't think she's really fully understanding. She believes what she believed happened. And, and they went ahead and talked about how Alicia even moved in. That's how Alicia actually know a lot about what, transpired, is because she moved in. So they all was there pretty much kind of like taking care of themselves. They go on to share that it's coming up to 24 years of friendships. And so they've been friends for like 24 years. At this point, you are sisters. So, of course, we could see how, of course, Ashley, may feel. And I seen them on live. last night. And when I tell y'all, they are a hoot together. They was funny. They was like a whole vibe. It was them two, and it was Angela, which is of course Ashley's assistant. And when I tell you, it was so funny. But at the same time, you could tell Alicia has Ashley back 1,000, because it's even was like situations where Ashley was talking, and before she could finish, Alicia would already finish the conversation. That's just how much they know each other. And it was just real cute. You know how it was. You could tell that they are very close. So then we go on to see Arena and Jamie. So Arena is preparing to go for her morning run, and as you can see, where Jamie is getting dressed. He putting his socks on. He like, yeah, I'm coming too. And Arena was like, look, you know, I do all of this. Sometimes I just want my me time. She look at, her morning run. She just want to do that by herself. And she said now that Jamie is retired, it's like he can't get enough. She can't manage to get nothing done now that he is retired, because he want to go places and he want to do things, which is a good thing, but she say she is busy and she don't be able to do that all the time. And so Jamie goes on to say, of course, he is happy to be retired. He said now they can go on dates and they can go eat crab legs and they can go do a whole lot of things that I guess he's been wanting to do. So he is happy and retired, honey. And Arena say, yeah, you need to go find you a job, because she ain't here for it. So then we hear, as they move on, Morena shared with Jamie that she had went and, met up with Winter, and he was kind of looking like, why would you do that? And so she said that, she said she had receipts. And of course, when it comes to my children, I wanted to know what it was. And so, she go on to telling Jamie what the receipts was, and she wasn't even worried about it. He then goes into what she said about me. And she was like, nothing. It was just about, about the kids or whatever. And he goes on to say that, he it's clear he don't care for her. He don't want to have nothing to do with her. And he said, if he was to see her, he would pretty much let her know how he feel. Now in the background, you can hear where Raina's mom is calling for Jamie to come eat. She ain't calling Raina. She calling for Jamie to come eat. So they go ahead and they go downstairs, and of course he's hugging his mother-in-law. Um, she has prepared breakfast. She was cooking eggs and bacon and pancakes, and she had all this meal prepared for him, which I understand that I want to say she cooks breakfast every morning for them. So that is a blessing all in itself. And so they're just laughing around, and Arena is like kind of sharing with her mom, now that he here, he need to wash dishes and he need to fold clothes and this, that, and the other. And you can kind of tell that the mama just really ain't saying nothing, but she like, don't worry. She seemed like one of the mother-in-laws that's like, Jamie, don't you worry. I got you. You don't have to fold them clothes. I'ma get it. She just seemed like one of them type of mother-in-laws that, she got his back 100%, and he does no wrong. So then he finally, they eat and everything, and he asked his mother-in-law, well, why you ain't eat? Because he noticed that she hadn't eaten. And she was like, my mama told me that I need to make sure everybody is fed before I eat. And he was like, this 2022, you ain't got to do that. He was like, you need to eat. And so I just said that, like, that was just so funny. You could tell the dynamic of their family is really strong, and it's really cute. Um, so then we go on to the next scene where we actually see Ashley. And Ashley arrives at her party. And basically, Ashley said, I'm not really surprised. She said, because for one, none of my family or friends had called me to ask me what I was doing, so I knew either they was just, BS people, or they was planning a party. And so when she walked in, she I think she tried to act surprised, but but who I tell you who was surprised, and that was Quick, because maybe he was up and jumping up and down, he was hooping and hollering, he was just like, yeah, and so she entered into the building. They go in. She's greeting all her family and friends. Then Quick goes into making an announcement, expressing his love, how much he appreciates her, and how much she has so much going on. And he just wanted to take the time to be sure she enjoy herself. And I thought that that was really, really special. Now we do see where you see Jim Jones is there. I'm not really sure of who the guy is in the middle, but they're there. They're all celebrating. Um, Ashley explained on Instagram last night that Jim and Quick has been friends for years, and throughout the years, her and Jim have gotten really, really close. So they're real close knit. So he was there supporting, and her for her party and things of that nature. Um, then we go on as they are. Then we go on and see here where I want to say, y'all, this computer here just does so much. But before we get into this other scene, I'm just leave it here. But after that, we saw where Angela, which is Ashley's assistant, pulled Quick to the side to tell him about Alicia getting into a wreck. Of course, we could tell that Angela was really, really upset, a little too upset. I mean, I don't know. Some people is very sensitive like that, so you can't really just say if she was doing it for the camera or not, because some people are very sensitive like that. But she was very emotional. She did tell Quick about the wedding, about the wreck, but did explain to him that Alicia said that she was okay. So he was like, okay, good. She's okay. Let's just not tell Ashley this right now. Let her enjoy herself. Him and his manager, you could see, tried to give Alicia a call, but of course, she didn't answer. He then goes on into confessional and said that Alicia is not only Ashley's best friend, but she is his friend as well. She's like a sister to him. So, of course, if she wasn't okay, then he would definitely, stop everything. And, which to me, given their just even from what I've seen thus far from the show as well, especially on their live, you could tell how close they are. So you could already tell that nah, this ain't gonna be the best decision in the end, because I already knew that Ashley was gonna be upset from him refraining from that information. But anyways, we go on and we see where Quick, Ashley, Arena, Jamie, Black, and Sherelle sit down to talk. Um, and basically they kind of go into, you know, why, you know, Joy doesn't care for Black, because they noticed that, it was like a disconnect and things of that nature. And so he kind of explained that they were in a group together at one particular time, and he started dating Joy's friend, and Joy didn't like it. Now, it kind of really don't make too much sense to me, because why would that bother you? But then you could hear later that Joy will say later that he was dating her friend and he started dating Sherelle at the same time. I kind of heard something different in these streets, because I kind of heard that they were talking, but I don't know. I can't be too sure. But anyways, they go on to say that she unfollowed them, and they wasn't really understanding it. She don't see what her problem is. Then Arena kind of brings up about the situation with the pink party, and she was like, I talked to Joy about it. She kind of felt some type of way, because she felt like y'all were just really coming for her. And Ashley was like, no. And Arena said, Joy loves y'all. And she was like, and I love Joy. It's just, we was just saying she wasn't a single parent. And, she says in a confessional, okay, I apologize, but you still not a single mother. To me, I just honestly feel that this is just Ashley, and she one of them type of friends. What you see is what you get, and yeah, you got to know me to love me. So then they go on talking about Lil Jamie. Jamie tells Quick that he appreciated him stepping in at Jason's party, and he said that I had told him the exact same thing that you did, but it seems as though he received it better coming from you. And Quick then tells Jamie it's more about the messenger. Letting, Jamie know sometimes you can come across really, really harsh. So, of course, if you have someone that's talking to him versus yelling at him, then he is going to receive it. So, Ashley then start, asking how little Jamie was and things of that nature. And Arena said that Lil Jamie is saying that he doesn't feel worthy. He is saying that, he really, is having thoughts of unaliving himself. And automatically, Jamie goes into saying he is just a bum and he only talks that suicide stuff to you because he's doing it for attention. And you could tell that Ashley was getting very, very annoyed. She instantly got annoyed and she was like, do you realize that the first time that I tried to unalive myself, I was a teenager? And she said, and a lot of that came from the way my mom used to talk to me and handle me. And she was like, you really need to take that serious. And pretty much everyone around the table was looking like, nah, that's just not the right way to handle it. And you could just tell like Arena is just in this position, like she is just ugh, she tired. You could just really, really tell that she is just so overwhelmed with this because as a mother, of course, you're gonna always be that savior for your children. And I think Jamie, he loves his children, but I think it may have something to do with how he was raised with the tough love and things of that nature. Now, some of the things he say about little Jamie is true. He is spoiled. He does feel entitled, but who can you blame? Can you blame him or can you blame self? Because somewhere along the lines, you as a parent have to take some accountability for the things that you're saying, such as he's spoiled and XYZ. And as far as him calling him names, I just don't agree with that because if you're doing it now, what are some of the other things that you've said in the past that may have stuck out to him and stuck with him to make him feel that he's inadequate or he's not worthy? These feelings just ain't came. You could just tell from just seeing him these last two seasons that he's going through some things. And I just feel as though if he could get that relationship right with Jamie, I think that will make a world of difference in his whole outcome. I think that, he would be this phenomenal man, but he is crying out, you're right, for attention from his dad. He wants that approval from his dad, and I don't think that Jamie can really see that. So then, they go on. You could, like I said, you could tell that Ashley was very, annoyed because, of course, this was a very, very sensitive topic to her because of the things that she had been through. So they kind of took their shot, went their own separate ways. They was like, come on, let's party. And then, you know, Ashley looked around, hold up, we doing all this partying, but where is my best friend? And that's when you go on to see Quick and Angela kind of pull her to the side to let her know, okay, because I think Angela alluded, and she was like, what, and so that's when Quick was like, well, come, let me speak with you, or whatever. He takes her and pull her outside. He let her know that Alicia was involved in a car accident. Her car was total. He let her know that pretty much she got hit twice. Someone hit her, and then when she tried to, I think move over or tried to pull over, that same person tried to run her off the road. So he kind of telling her about it, which to me, you kind of made it seem, a little bad. So, he was like, but she's okay. So immediately Ashley starts trying to call Alicia. And of course, there's no answer. And he kept saying she's okay. He was like, well, if she was okay, she would answer the phone. True. I mean, I probably would have been a nervous wreck at that point too, because hearing the story of what you just said, she had a wreck and she pulled over, and the person that hit her tried to run off the road. So now everything going through your head. She's a nervous wreck, and basically, you know, Ashley, she's mad. She's mad, as I had said before. She wasn't gonna take that real well about him withholding that information. She even went in and told Quick, you ain't got no friends. And everyone was kind of saying how she was wrong. And she was. That was a little harsh. But at the same time, Ashley just seems like one of those people that whatever come up, come out when she hurt or when she mad or however. And people that know. So, like, with Jamie, he knew that he had really upset her. So, yeah, it may have stung a little bit, but I do think that Quick know, you know, he know his wife, pretty much. So we then see where Ashley is walking off. She just said that she just need a minute to think. So she walks off and kind of leave Quick standing there, which I kind of felt sorry for him because he went out his way to make sure she was having a special night. I understand his, logic on trying to wait until, she enjoy herself for her party, especially after, he was told that, Alicia was okay. He said he just didn't want to ruin her night. So I kind of felt bad for him. But at the same time, if you know her, then you should have known this would be something that would upset her. And pretty much that's where this episode ends. Again, I want to say it was very good. It was really, really touching. The biggest difference I see in Love and Marriage DC versus Love and Marriage Huntsville is the cast is more authentic to me. And no shade to Love and Marriage Huntsville. I think with so much of back and forth bickering with them online and all of the extra that they be having going on, it'd be a bit much. But to me, with this cast, it's like they giving what it's supposed to give. And I just feel as though it's phenomenal. It's gonna be a phenomenal season. It's like every episode get better and better. So overall, I will rate this episode a 8.5. And only reason I'm giving it an 8.5 is because I know come next week it's gonna be even more juicy. We did see a little few clips. I know Arena's gonna approach Joy about pretty much what Black was saying in reference to her friend dating Black in the past. We're gonna see where Ashley's very emotional, and they go and meet up with Arena and um Jamie to talk to them about what was said at the party in reference to little Jamie. We also see where Big Jamie and Arena's mom go over to what I would think would be Lil Jamie's house to talk with him. And pretty much that was it. Y'all, again, I love this episode. I love this show. It gives what it is supposed to give. I feel like this is real reality. And I definitely appreciate Carlos for this one. Now, again, please like, share, and subscribe. Again, hit the notification bell. Leave down in the comments, how did you feel about the episode? How would you rate it? Also, if anyone is thinking or have ever had any thoughts of unaliving themselves, please, please, please reach out to someone for some type of help or assistance. I mean, times can be tough, but guess what, baby? Normally, pain is what build you up to be who you are. And I just shout out everyone, because these days and times can be a bit trying. So everyone, please get that help and spend that time for yourself here and there. Again, I have went ahead and shared on my community wall the giveaway. Only thing you would have to do is just subscribe and send me a screenshot that you've subscribed and your email address, and I will be making and pulling that information for the giveaway this coming Friday. So if you haven't did so yet, go ahead and enter for that giveaway, so I'll be able to get that to you before Valentine's Day. Again, y'all, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye bye.